I want to illustrate that this is a river and the water is flowing. And the water is not segregating itself like humanity does. Humanity is, in many ways, very inhumane, immature, and outright what we would call negative or evil. We are engaged right now in one of the most divisive times in the history of the United States of America. On a political basis, there are people wanting to hate, wanting to harm, and kill each other over their choice for the leaders of this nation. There are Republicans that hate Democrats. There are Democrats that hate Republicans. There are hate groups being edged on by our so-called president. And I must tell you, this time in America is almost as bad as the Great Civil War that happened from 1861 to 1865. And in truth, the Civil War never ended. Imagine if you are not a Caucasian person. Did the Civil War ever end for you? Regardless of what we want to deny in our lives, some people want to deny the truth. But the truth is, there most definitely is systematic racism. And we can lie about it. We could try to deny it. I could try to say that this is not a river, that what I'm looking at is not water. I can try to deny that that water does not exist. I can fight against it. I can get angry. I can join terrible groups. And I can be like Donald Trump and lie every day in every way and say, no, you're mistaken. That's not water. It's not wet. But if you decide to go into that river and you do not know how to swim, you will get wet. You may even drown. Just because Donald Trump and other people want to deny that the water is there, it does not mean that the water is not there. And unfortunately, in this time, there are possibly over 100 million people living and breathing the lies of the Republican Party. And what makes me disgusted, and I believe that Donald Trump is beyond deplorable, he is outright evil, he is an abomination. And anyone who claims to be a Christian or any faith, who believes in this man, who will vote for this man, is making, once again, the worst mistake of their lives. But least you think that I'm going to sing the praises only of the Democratic Party, you'd be sadly mistaken. You see, Donald Trump is an abomination to the Republican Party. The work that the late President Abraham Lincoln, by the way, he was a Republican, the work that that man put in, and the generals and the soldiers of the Civil War, and the black men and the white men who worked to bring back the Union, to bring the Union, keep it together. The work that they put out, and now, what has changed? We had a Civil War, And Lincoln helped to end slavery. And so did the hundreds of thousands of men. Yet in truth, there are many ways to be enslaved. Lack of access to health care, lack of access to education, lack of hope. And no, ma'am, and no, sir, it is not limited to people of color. It is happening to white men, white women, Asian men and women, Latino, Hispanic, black men and women. It's happening to millions of Americans. But now, on November the 3rd, 2020, America has the opportunity to lay down their anger against one another. Americans have the opportunity to have the most conservative men and women of any pigmentation joined together with the most progressive and liberal. And one united country, United States, can vote out Donald Trump and the bad people in the Republican Party. There are good men and women in the Republican Party, but they have been corrupted and afraid to stand up. And then Donald Trump has the nerve to criticize and make extremely bad statements about John McCain, bad statements about our military men and women who have fought and died for this nation. He has said that if you got killed, you were a sucker and a loser. And Abraham Lincoln and his Republican Party would never say such words. Ronald Wilson Reagan would never say such words. And then there's the matter of separating children permanently from their mothers and their fathers. So I will not let any American, whether you are living in the United States, whether you are my family members, my best friend, or if I love you, I will not give you a pass. I will not give you an excuse. And I will not accept it. The reality is, a vote for Donald Trump is not a vote for people who believe in the Lord God. Whether you are Christian or Muslim, Jew, Hindu, or Sikh, you are lying to yourself. You are being bamboozled, deceived, corrupted, brainwashed, or outright letting evil get into you. Because a vote for Donald Trump, ma'am and sir, is a vote against this nation, a vote against Abraham Lincoln, a vote against Ronald Reagan, and frankly, it's a vote against God. I will not remain silent. If I lose friends, then I will lose friends. If I lose family, then I will lose family. For I will never succumb to evil and deception. You think I may be extreme, but I remember the words of Abraham Lincoln and what he did and what those men and women did, mainly men, in that great Civil War to keep the Union. Now Donald Trump wants to segregate us even more. He wants us to hate each other. Red states and blue states. This is the United States, Donald Trump. And hopefully, with the will of the Lord thy God, Jesus Christ, Allah, or whomever you believe, I am praying that in November 3rd, or soon after, on November 3rd, 2020, or soon after, that God will end this nightmare of hatred, of segregation, of abomination, and that Donald Trump will be peacefully voted out, non-violently voted out, legally voted out. And I pray that our nation will recover and unite, that those Republicans that hate Democrats will once again love Democrats, that those Democrats who hate Republicans and everyone in between will love each other. Donald Trump has tried to divide and conquer. He has said things to racist and evil people that it's okay to harm and kill. He did not say those exact words, but he did not condemn. What did he say? He said, stand back and stand ready. What did he mean? We shall soon see what he meant if he loses. But we shall be warned that a vote for Donald Trump is a vote for the destruction of the United States of America. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote against Abraham Lincoln's memory, against every Republican president's memory. And I will tell you that I may not have always agreed with Republican policies of any Republican president. I may never agree to all of it, but I never felt that our lives and our freedom was at stake. What Donald Trump is evil. He is a deceiver, and he is dangerous, and we must legally and peacefully, ethically, and resoundingly come together as Democrat and liberal, conservative and Republican, libertarian, and say, this is our nation. Yes, Donald Trump, it is your nation as well. But you seek to divide. You say stand back and stand ready, when what you should be saying is stand down and dissolve. You may not like liberals. You may not like conservatives. But if you claim to believe in a higher power and you vote for Donald Trump, you vote against the very God you claim to believe. If you vote for Donald Trump, you are not an evangelist. You are not a minister. You are seriously and unfortunately brainwashed. And when I hear evangelical Christians are backing Donald Trump, my thoughts are, what would Jesus say? You back a man that takes kids from their own parents. You back a man that says he can grab women by their private parts. You back a man that claims our heroes throughout the history of our nation, that has kept our nation free. You back a man, when you vote for Donald Trump, you are backing a man who said those heroes were suckers and losers. You back them. Your vote for Donald Trump is a vote for evil. And I will use my voice to peacefully and non-violently get in good trouble, like the late John Lewis, Representative John Lewis. And I will stand up for what is right, like the late Martin Luther King or Gandhi of India. I will not forget what our nation is supposed to be. Maybe you will, but I will not.